What's going on, kid family? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're gonna do some painting, but it's not on the car, it's not on any car parts, it's actually on this outdoor furniture. Now, this is 70-year-old furniture that my neighbor came to me asking me to see if I can refinish it, repaint it. It's been resprayed so many times, guys. There's layers and layers of paint on here, and we did the best we can in scuffing it, sanding it off, and we got it looking pretty darn good. And on this video, we're going to be using Rustoleum paint, protective enamel, to spray paint this with the Harbor Freight purple gun, and I'm quite interested in the results. We already did one chair and it looks pretty good, you know, pretty shiny, pretty clean. I did one chair as a test for that owner and he was pretty happy with the results and how it came out. Nice gloss. It's pretty hard to spray, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Small surfaces like this is a pain, but overall he was happy, so we're good. We're gonna progress with all this. I already sanded everything using a sander, whatever we could find, scuff pad. Everything is scuffed up now. Okay, again, I'm going to be using the Rustoleum. I'm going to dilute it a little bit with acetone, probably something around a 3-to-1 mixing ratio. And I'm interested in trying out the Japan Drier. I had to get this because I don't have time to wait in between coats, and as you guys know, Rustoleum paints take forever to dry. So I'm hoping using the Rustoleum with acetone, which is a very fast drying solvent, speeds up the process. And to top it all off, and even today it's pretty humid, and this is what it's recommended for in cooler and humid environments. Japan Dry, we're going to take a little bit of this mixed with this ratio, and hopefully we can get some good results. And I'll let you guys know if it's worth it, if the Japan Dryer is worth the 10 bucks it costs. But I'm going to get started here. Looks like we got a clear skies ahead of us, so it's tricky to paint, guys. Again, this is tricky to paint. It's not a one-piece panel. We're gonna spray the undersides, we're gonna have to do the legs, we're gonna have to flip these things upside down and go from there. I got a chest mount right now for you guys, so I'm gonna be using some little random accessories here and there. All right, so let's get started. Got a brand new cup here. Just gonna clean the gun out just a little bit. Coming out pretty clean. Let's hope the neighbors don't get mad. So when I bought this can of paint a couple days ago, I actually told one of the workers at Home Depot to put it in the shaker, and that's what I recommend you guys do as well, because that will shake up all the sediment that's built up way down inside the can there. So just give it a little stir here. I'm going to be eyeballing the mixing ratio, guys. I'm just trying to use as little material as possible and work as fast as possible. Don't got too much time on my hands. I'm just gonna put it directly in the gun, no filter. I mean, again, this is old chairs we're talking about. If you're painting something else, like a car with the Rustoleum, which you certainly can, we have videos on the channel where we spray Rustoleum, we spray 2K clear coat over Rustoleum, we buff Rustoleum, mixing ratios with Rustoleum and whatnot. So go check out that playlist if you're interested in those kind of videos. But yeah, this will spray fine. We just hope no rain. And again, I'm gonna put a little bit of that Japan Dryer in here in a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's get some acetone. rough eyeball, guys. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin, because you don't want it to be too thick to spray out. Again, the runoff right there, way too long. Kind of ghetto, eh? Have you seen people mixing inside their spray gun? Probably not. Okay, we got the Japan dry. Let's pull the trigger. This is actually, seems like it's tinted a little bit. I'm not sure if this is like a catalyst. Sometimes catalysts dry out, so hopefully this doesn't dry up. I would just splash it on here. Yeah, it's all good in the hood. Mix that up again. We'll be ready to spray, boys. The faster it dries, the better. Hopefully this spray is decent. You know, not looking for perfection, but hopefully it's nice, even, so we get some nice coverage, not too thin where it runs. And just about ready. I'm gonna put my respirator on, guys, and we'll get back in a second. So this cap, we don't want it to come loose on us, so I'm just gonna put some tape in a few spots just so it's holding still and doesn't want to run, doesn't want to open up on us. There's also a little hole right here. We covered that up so it doesn't drip through there. This is the mask we're using, guys. 3M N95 filters. We got a little temporary filter here as well on top of the N95. I need to buy a new one, but if you're spraying, you also want a chemical filter. It's, I believe, a black one, 6001 if I'm not mistaken. You definitely want to use one of those. I don't have one. For Rustoleum it's okay, but if you're spraying any kind of 2K primer, 2K clear coat, you certainly want to use one. I've painted without it, but it's no good, and I'm suffering the consequences with shortness of breath right now. And no, it's not COVID. So let's strap this on. Let's get started. Oh, spitting out. Alright guys, I flipped it over. Let's see what we do here. Alright guys, after about 2-3 hours, I'm exhausted. I'm actually really frustrated. Here are the results from painting Rustoleum on these old things. It took a lot of Rustoleum paint to get everything looking the way it's looking, and I tried to apply it thick and wet so it does have a nice gloss, because if you don't apply it thick and wet, of course it's gonna have a pixely finish. It's kind of like applying clear coat when you dust clear coat on. You can't do that. You gotta apply it thicker so it gives you that shine, that gloss. So overall, I'm pretty happy. The coverage is okay. I think this gun is way too big to be spraying some of these corners here. Like, it's hard to get paint on these surfaces and on the inside here. And I do want to also apologize. I kind of looked through some of the footage real quick. That chest mount was not good whatsoever. I gotta work on how I mount it in the future. I resprayed, this is the first chair, I kind of resprayed the underside so it's nice and sealed. Overall, I'm gonna let this dry. But let's talk about Japan dryer, guys. I mean, you guys seen me pour this in. I was pouring in quite a bit. I think like right now we're right here in fluid level, and we used 2 full cans of paint. Rustoleum, what are these? 1 quart, so 2 quarts of paint went. You're actually using quite a bit of paint here. It's not as efficient as I thought it would be, because again, the spray pattern is wide. I couldn't really narrow it down. I'm not sure if the gun's defective. I tried to lower the fan pattern to be smaller so I can point the paint on those rails, but again, just a lot of material went. But I gotta give you guys my honest review on Japan dryer. I am really impressed with this product. I've painted Rustoleum on a multitude of bumpers and whatnot. I ran a lot of experiments on Rustoleum, and let me tell you, it takes a long time to dry. 45 minutes. Each coat is a minimum you have to wait in order so it dries out and becomes tacky. But with this product right here, and I used quite a bit, you don't have to use as much as I did. I bet you it's not even recommended. It says use 2 to 4 ounces, so 1 ounce equals 3 capfuls per gallon. So I was using way more. They say if you're using it on white paint, don't use too much because it can stain it. But I'm telling you guys, this right here made everything dry so much faster. I mean, it's still wet, but like, just listen to that. And you see my fingerprints because that's how tacky it is right here. This is speeding up dry time tremendously. Rustoleum would never be so tacky on its own, so I highly recommend it. It's really like a catalyst, like a hardener when you use a 2K clear coat. It's very similar in function, without all the chemicals. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna paint. Look how sticky that is. It's speeding up dry time by a lot, so I'm really happy with this product. Never used it until now, and I'm glad I used it for this project. Hopefully it's fully dry overnight. Again guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Big shout out to Japan Drier. I know a lot of you guys use also that magic catalyst. We didn't have any in my area, but I'll probably use that in the future. I've seen people do a combo, acetone, Japan Drier, and the catalyst. Again, we were eyeballing ratios here, but everything sprayed okay. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like the dang video, subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see us.